steals your heart.
Can we go?
That was good intro. We were trying to give you some clips.
All right, we're recording. What's up, y'all? This is Bar Cartel's Cocktail Conversations. We're bringing happy hour to a home near you. Here we are back again with my family. Y'all good?
You're off.
Yeah,
You're off.
I'm off.
No, Eric was kind of on it. What?
You're on. Go.
Hey guys, like we're really happy that you're here.
No! What's up, y'all? This is Bar Cartel's Cocktail Conversations, where we're bringing happy hour to a home near you. What's good, family? How y'all living?
Hey
today?
guys,
What's up? What's up?
I like the Velma top. I like it.
Yes. Oh, it's a Scooby Doo. You're trying to get a throwback.
You got Fred over here.
No.
No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely no.
So typically we open up, with our drinks, but as you can see, we're all drinking a little something different today.
Yeah. So this is our straight up ode to New York. Shout out to New York. We miss you.
I see.
Yeah, so we got the New York sours. No, this is we love them so much. Yeah, so we're back.
They have the New York sours and we have the Manhattan. So shout outs to up north, northeast, yes sir.
Yeah,
Nick and Nora's, Coops.
That's where the
Double
fall
Rock
really
glasses.
goes down. We're down here in Texas with 90 degrees, but the fall goes down.
The leaves don't change here,
up
but
east.
What does change is our conversations.
Yes, it does.
So as y'all know, we do 15 minutes on the clock. We try to hold as close and near and dear to that as we can. And this week we're talking about, what are we talking about?
Privacy.
Oh, okay. So yeah, y'all know how this goes. We have 15 minutes. We're gonna start with Mom.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
We can start with me. All right, so we're talking about privacy, and I think that there's two parts to this. I personally have had privacy issues being a mother, raising children. You are trying to figure out when is the time that they have their own privacy, because they're your babies up until a certain point, and then all of a sudden they're like,
yeah.
But then I think that also extends over into relationships. You're in a relationship with someone. At what point within the relationship is there no privacy, or can you still claim privacy?
So when you talk about relationship, are you talking about relationship as it pertains to marriage only, a committed relationship?
I think if you commit to a relationship,
I think a committed relationship.
Because I think privacy is it's different levels based on the relationship.
But if you commit yourself to somebody, then there's a level of trust and things that go into that.
But committing as a date, as you're dating with it, you're dating them?
Nah, dating is like,
or is it engagement and above?
I think it's like when you were like, that's my boyfriend.
Yeah, like I'm with this person.
Okay, fair enough. I wanted to get clarity. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, it's a broad spectrum. I'm gonna speak on it from
as a parent,
and then we can roll into whatever
Mom,
we have to.
What do you think privacy was like raising me?
So I mean,
and raising Emery now.
I'm gonna pull into my fellow
parents.
My fellow parents.
Yes, there you go.
I mean, they're raising the little one, but we all came up in the same era, pretty much, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And there was no privacy.
No.
We all went over that. We all went over that.
Door open.
Telephone.
Yeah,
picked up on the other line. Get off.
Telephone in the kitchen.
Screaming, get off the phone.
Yes.
There was absolutely no privacy at any time in life.
None.
So the fact that people are claiming privacy right now is actually a little bit of a joke to me. I'm just put that out there.
Right. Anyone under 18.
But as we continue to become more emotionally intelligent, I'm trying to lean into what that means, right? So in raising Eric, I know it was a hot button. It was mostly Eric and Michelle and I growing up, coming up, figuring things out, figuring things out, right? And the way that people were, the way that people were at that time and are still communicating is 100% by text.
Yes.
DMs too. but at that time,
DMs, text. There is no picking up the phone and calling somebody and having a phone conversation. So the only way to figure out what was actually happening in his life was to go through his text messages at night. No, because there's going to be full-on lies.
Oh, no.
Because the things I was
like,
right. Laugh it off.
I literally was like, Eric had surprise drive-bys. I was like, give me your phone. That's what I did. And he was like, and I was like, and we're here. And we're looking.
Right, and we were fine, and we found stuff.
I know, but why? What was the purpose? How did that?
To protect you from being a teenage father.
Well, I'm not a teenage father.
And I mean,
welcome.
Full transparency,
You're
I
welcome.
went
I
through
don't
it.
know.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But I don't know.
I know what that's like.
I don't know that necessarily stopped me from anything because I wasn't doing anything. In the grand scheme of things.
Can we square off?
In the grand scheme of things, I wasn't doing anything.
Yes,
Like if I was doing something for my age, but I wasn't doing anything. All right, so I mean, if we're gonna have a transparency moment with people, so at that time in 7th grade, I was touching a young woman's breast.
touching?
Yes, touching a young woman's breast. Nothing.
So you were doing something sexual.
But anyway,
as I continue,
it's not
let's
if
continue
you
the
touch
conversation.
a titty, that's not pregnancy.
privacy.
All right,
Okay.
man, whatever.
Right. So
Whatever,
we're moving.
man.
Okay, why are you touching somebody's titty?
Curiosity.
Hey, you gotta feel one and see what it touches.
I'm saying, right? Like, man.
I cannot.
Come on, man. Hold on,
Can't
man.
do any of it.
Come on,
I can't
man.
do
Say,
any
man.
Of it. I
You
can't
hit-
do
I don't
any
even
of it.
know how to continue with this conversation. Like, we all know what this leads to. Which was our
curiosity.
point. That's why we had to
But
go
the
to those
thing
text
is, so look,
messages. Like,
so
you
look,
have just
so let's
co-signed
talk-
on it.
Let's talk about it. Did that really help at all with anything?
Yes.
Did it?
Yes.
In the grand scheme? Like,
Yes,
did it stop
yes.
me in the moment? Did it stop me in the moment from doing what I wanted to do? Or did, like, what did that help? Versus having like open conversations about it and then being like, granted, I understand it's awkward things to talk about. Especially like, shout out to Dad. Dad blatantly, he would be on some BS. He'd be like, oh yeah, I want to see what features your phone had. I had a 2008 Android. There was nothing.
But we don't need to do that.
There's no.
We were just like, what is he talking about up in here?
But see, the thing is, and see people my age, you know what I'm saying, millennials, Gen Z, whatever we are, you know what I'm saying? It would happen, and then it literally, in passing, would be like a passing like jab that like so if you seen that UFC fighter get kicked in the face, that's how I felt every time.
Let's bring it back even more, right? Like, who's paying for the phone? Who's paying for the phone?
All right, now that is a very different conversation.
All right. So really, it's my phone that I'm checking, that I'm letting you use.
Yes, for sure.
And if you want to be having salacious conversation on there, then you go for it. But just understand that at any point, I could be like, I need my phone back.
I need my phone back.
I'm gonna need that phone back.
That's nuts.
Phone
No,
check, homie.
it's not. I mean, where are y'all
No,
at?
I mean, listen to me.
Because y'all got a little one coming up, and it's gonna be a thing.
Look, Auntie, like I said, I tell people all the time, like, Auntie was more my mother's type. Actually, I was talking to my people last night about when you tried to smack me, and I did the Matrix on you.
You really did. Yeah, I was not having it.
You said, whoosh.
That's what had me go ham on you. That's what I went in. I was like, you know
I was
what?
like-
It's like that made me. That's equivalent to when we were growing up, and I caught the belt, and it was like, and that made my parents want to
there's
go
always
in.
that moment.
But like,
There's always that
my aunt
moment.
was like the mother, and my mom was just like, I
Yeah.
mean, look, like, just, yeah, I'm a side man.
Laverne was absolutely mom. I think I was the disciplinarian.
auntie.
I was auntie disciplinarian, and Laverne was like mom, and she was like, "Don't test me." And Eric,
I was
knew.
real chill until you crossed the line, and there were only a very few times, and you could probably very clearly remember those times where it was like,
and I was wild
it
sometimes.
was done.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, okay, back to privacy,
Yeah.
right? So I feel the way
Preston
I feel.
too. Shout out to Preston.
Shout
yeah.
out to Preston.
Preston's a lot closer. I mean,
Yeah, I mean-
Emery's 9. He's about to be 10. He's on the cusp.
Yes, for sure.
What
What you gonna do?
It's written.
What you
What
about
are
to
you gonna
do?
do?
Is it time to be checking phones
I want
right
you to
now?
know. I want you to
Let's
know.
hear about
First of all, he doesn't have a phone.
In the next 2 to 3
When is
years,
he gonna
whenever he
have a
gets a
phone?
phone, next 2 to 3 years, it's not gonna be Fortnite.
When is he
I'm
gonna have
letting
a
you know.
phone?
It won't be Fortnite.
It won't be
When
Fortnite.
is he gonna have a phone?
But hold up.
When is
hold
it
up, hold up.
appropriate?
But Damon does check like even like people he interacts with via games.
Yes, I do.
So it's kind of like messages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay,
like,
so he
pretty
doesn't
true.
have privacy right now.
He does not have privacy.
When will he have privacy? When will he have a phone to be starting to claim privacy? And when will you be like, I'm not going to check that. I'm
Right.
going to trust my son.
I don't think as long as he's under my roof, there's never a time where he won't be checked.
So 18.
Yeah.
so like it doesn't matter like what
It
happens.
doesn't matter.
Even
Checks and
trust.
balances. So to me, I think there's a balance in it. I think allowing him to be, develop and grow. I think there's something to say to that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there's also being a responsible parent and following up with what's going on with him. Not just
Well,
letting
it
him go
almost feels
rogue.
conditional to me. Like, if I felt that you were more open about talking about what was going on with you, I probably would have
It's
laid
awkward.
off. It really, I mean, E,
At the time,
we
it's
came
awkward.
to your, I get it, but we came to your door with it. And maybe it's because, like, we came up in a family who
for
did
me-
not want to talk about it at all.
Look, for me, it was always just the fact that I was getting hit from it, from like, it was just out the blue. I'd be like minding my business, singing songs, and we'd be like, you over there touching titties. And I was
We
like,
did
what?
not do that.
What?
We did not do that.
I was
We
like,
had
no,
multiple
no, 'cause the
conversations
thing is,
with
I would-
you
I would-
about it
no.
because you were
No,
telling us some
'cause
crazy
no,
stuff that your
'cause
friends
the
were
thing-
saying about
no,
STDs and
no,
everything.
I was. I didn't know.
I know, but
So
we
I
were
was
trying
saying-
to tell
but I'm saying,
you.
But I'm saying, in those specific moments, in those specific moments, I remember breaking out in cold sweats, like, what happened? like, is there like a perpetual camera just like floating?
No.
And I didn't put two and two together at the time, but that's just what it was. Like, that's what it was for me. So then it made me like, I was doing something.
Okay, so
shouldn't
how were
have.
you feeling when we were trying to talk to you about it? Because
It was
you
still
were walking
weird.
around with a lot of myths as truths. You were
don't
walking
know.
around like STDs
I mean,
mean like, you were like, it's another word
really-
for Skittles. And we were like, no, it's not.
I really don't remember that at
But
all.
no, my point is like,
They
you
were
were like
saying-
completely off base on things. So we were bringing it to your door like real
Yeah,
time.
look. I mean, when it comes to even like talking like not like having game, but just like talking to like people and just being like in the know about like what you should and shouldn't do. Like, I mean, you put me and Luke on. We was in that car ride going to IKEA. We had that whole conversation. So like, there were times like that where I was like open and receptive because I'm like, obviously they know something of what they're talking about. Now, even yesterday I was talking about that and I was like, did that necessarily mean that I didn't still mess up in some of those places? No, but it just meant that like at the time I was surrounded by women that were willing to have those conversations and
So I
I think
guess-
it depended at times of how it was brought to me. So like in that moment it was like, yo, look, like it was like mad cool. Both of y'all was in the front seat of the car, like.
But,
y'all,
but
like,
I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I guess so what it's coming down to is like, do you think that teenagers should like, you know, between like tweens to teenagers should be able to have that level of privacy?
Or when do you think it should be like
I mean,
a thing?
so I'm not a parent, but I mean I do have M. So for me, it's always been real important, just as a big brother, to make sure that, like, even if you're not having those conversations, or just like even from like the man's perspective of just being able to tell her and be like, yo, this is things you really need to look out for because they are gonna say this, they are gonna do this, it's gonna seem like this, and it might be this. There's I think it's gonna be enough times of me having to back off of her because I feel like already I'm about to be on top of her, and I'm already having to tell myself like back off, like because I
But
want
you're talking about educating her. I'm talking about still after educating
still checking
the
up.
level of privacy because literally you're like, are they taking it in?
See,
And the only way you know is if you're in those text messages seeing
Yeah.
them like bat it away.
I mean,
otherwise there
yeah.
could be like yeah, and then they're like, okay, I'll meet you under the bleachers after school.
I think not the bleachers. That's mad saved by the bell. But I think in that it depends on how many channels she's allowed. And I say channels, I'm like, me growing up, like we had Facebook, and yeah, I had a Facebook I wasn't supposed to have, like transparency. We all had something we weren't supposed to have. But like now it's Instagram, Twitter, like there's so many facets. And so it's like, depending on how M gets into some of those things, she's like, I want an Instagram, I wanted this, I want a YouTube, I want to, like, there's so many things to monitor that, like, I feel like at a certain point, you have to be like, what are you getting into?
Right, because there's no window
But, like,
unless
there
you
is,
go
but-
get it.
But
There's no
I think it
window.
was different for me. I had a flip phone going with my flip phone versus going through an iPhone. Which, like, there's, like, back channels and apps and, like, things to hide apps. There's, like, it's so much more
But
in
you
depth.
had it. You
I
had
had a flip
it.
phone. I had a flip phone, and then I got that little sidekick AT&T, like, variation type joint.
But then that's when you were texting. Because I
No, I was-
remember us going through like an actual device.
I mean, I was going through both. I was both. I had, like, that little, like, that sidekick type joint, and then I had the flip phone. And, like, that was my life.
But the point, here's
I
my deal.
understand.
The point is like, if your kids aren't talking to you about it, right? There needs to be some window. Some window to gauge that, like, okay,
Okay,
they're
so
good.
I have a question
I
for
don't
the
think you have
parents.
to be
I have a question for the
perfect,
parents.
but there has to be a window.
I have a question. So, what is that? What does that look like? Demond, Auntie, and when Monroe's 16, when Preston is 16.
It's a real thing
what
coming
is,
up.
What is Preston being open and saying, yeah, I went out last night, I went out on a date, and I went to the movies, and I was fingering a girl in the movies. Like, she said something crazy.
Oh, God.
I know, it's crazy, but understand, if we're going to get into it, if we're going to get into it, I'm saying, like, that's some form of transparency. That, like, what are you gonna say to that?
But so first of all, that kind of conversation won't come to her or his mom. It'll come to me if he is comfortable.
But what if
enough.
he's more comfortable having that conversation with her than you?
That's a great question because she wants to be cool auntie, cool mom. So there's a potential that might happen. But if he came to me with that, then there is a conversation at that point, just being real and honest, because I want to have the type of relationship.
It's not, to me, it's not about being cool auntie or cool mom. Honestly, I think it's more about just being an ear. Now, I think that Preston is Preston has 3 fantastic parents. You know, he has mom, he has dad, and he has me, you know, and I'm more about just being a presence, and whatever it is he decides he wants to chat with me about, he can chat with me about. And I do believe that both of his parents have it on lockdown when it comes to privacy.
You're gonna be up in that phone though. If he told you that, you would be like, you need to get in.
And
I would be like, you need to look up that phone in a second.
But I went there because I'm like, that's not on par where I was at that time. But it was like that. If you say that in the most honest form, like that's what it is. Like it's like I'm doing these things with this girl that I like, and da 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 da. How do you receive that?
But I personally don't. No. For me,
you say,
and
okay?
I don't want to judge, and I don't want to tell people how you have to be. But I'm like, as a parent, you have to look at your children like little adults, and you have to be able to take that in and not be crazy. My point is like 98.7% of kids aren't coming to your parents like that.
Yeah,
they're not. So
I mean, what are
parents doing to make sure that their kids are staying on some level on the right line? That they're not like hitting up a plug for weed and that. Dang, really?
Even touched on the adult version.
We did it. We definitely got a part 2.
That was a fast 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was so
It was fast.
Granted, we only hollered at the adults today. I know, we had limited time for sure, but. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about, even this, your kids having privacy? And then even we're going to have the...
I mean, some of y'all may not have kids. Some of you got kids.
Yeah.
But we want to know, and
it
is not answered by any means, right? Like, when is it, what's the age? What is the point where you're like, you know what? I trust them. What's the marker to say, like, I'm going to back off. It is their time. Let me give that to them. I'm going to trust that what they're telling me is actually valid. Because that's why we were going through your phone. Because you weren't saying anything.
I mean, it for sure is weird, too. I mean, as an adult, it's different. But then being and trying to figure some of this stuff out, it was for sure a learning curve for me.
I get that it's weird, but we came from an environment where
cool.
we didn't have parents that talked about it at all. So for me, if someone was directly coming to talk to me about it, maybe it's because I was a girl or maybe it's just my personality. I would have wanted to like ask questions and engage and share. So I think if I tried to do that with you and I wasn't getting anything back, I'm like, well, I don't know what you're doing.
I mean, but on a reciprocal end, going into it at that time, I didn't understand that about y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
So y'all asking me those types of questions was awkward for me because it was just kind of like, I mean, especially like even talking to Auntie, because like out of the two of y'all, I'll tell people like, if you meet my aunt's gonna be the one that's asking questions. Like she's gonna go there, she's gonna ask those questions, she's gonna be that person. My mom is gonna be like, you good? All right. Like as long as you're good, like I care about you, like I just want to make sure you're good. As long as like in the grand scheme, like I want to know about some of these things, but like you bring that to me, like not like I'm gonna like beat you over the head.
I'm gonna ask you, but if you don't tell me, like I know.
And so like there's a I feel like, and I know like our main camera is probably about to go out, so we're gonna be side by side, but I think that there is a main body. There's a point of understanding. There's like, I didn't know that you guys were coming and trying to have those conversations based off of the fact that you guys did not have that growing up. So when it was brought to me, that's annoying. Party foul. So when that party foul. So when that happened to me, and like I had my dad on one end just checking my phone, I had y'all just checking my phone. I was just kind of like, what? Yes, I was doing something I shouldn't have been doing, but it was like, why is everybody checking my phone? Everybody's like having conversations versus like. And dad, for like, especially when Dad, you're there, and I know you know, it was just kind of like just because. It was always like, I'm gonna do this because I'm gonna do this. So that was always my rationale. It wasn't like there's a purpose to this. It was just like being nosy. Versus like, I'm doing this because I want to have these conversations. I don't know what's happening in your life.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think as a child, you're not gonna really understand a parent saying, we need to make sure that you're okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you don't know what the okay is that we're even talking about, right?
I'm just like, what are you talking about? But I understand now.
This kid keep going. It's a real conversation.
And we need y'all to comment, please. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, whatever that means.
We need y'all to comment.
We really want to know what, I mean, like legitimately, we really want to know what you think about this. Because these are things that we toss around. And I think particularly like specific to parenting, there's no book.
There's
no right answer. children are different. We haven't even gotten into relationships, which that's a whole other thing we need to talk about. But we really want to hear what you guys have to say. So please like, comment, subscribe, comment. And give us some feedback. Let us know. And if there's something that you want us to toss around, let us know. And we've also been tossing around the idea of involving you guys in the conversation.
Yeah, we really want y'all around.
So if you want to be involved in it, leave that in the comments too.
We'd love it.
Definitely.
So thank you guys for joining in, tuning in to another episode of Cocktail Conversations. We love doing this. We're going to keep bringing them to you. We're out. See you next time.
Peace.
Cheers.
Cheers to my
Party
friends.
foul.
Party foul.
There's a whiskey sour right here.
Ah,